In 1996, Madonna played Eva Pern in Evita, but the road to this role turned out to be much longer than anyone could have imagined. The singer had pursued it for nearly 10 years and saw the project as destiny rather than just another offer from Hollywood. In the early 90s, Madonna was at the height of her provocative popularity. Her performances, music, and public image constantly sparked controversy. However, over time the singer began moving away from the most scandalous side of her career. In 1994 she began moving toward a broader mainstream audience, and this period coincided with her determined effort to land a dramatic role that was very different from what audiences expected from her. The role was in Evita the musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice about the life of Eva Pern. For Madonna, the story of the Argentine woman had special meaning. Eva began her life in poverty in June but gradually rose to become one of the most influential figures in Argentina. Her name became closely associated with President Juan Pern, and she herself became a symbol of enormous social and political change. Madonna saw a parallel between that story and her own rise from obscurity to worldwide fame. That was why she was convinced that she was the right person to play Eva. As early as 1986, the singer personally tried to demonstrate her interest in the project to producer Robert Stigwood. She arrived at his office wearing clothing styled after the 1940s, showing just how seriously she took the role. But the production repeatedly ran into obstacles. After Oliver Stone's early development work, the project became connected to Walt Disney Studios. However, rising costs and delays eventually led the studio to leave the project. For Madonna, that meant facing uncertainty all over again. When Alan Parker became the director, the situation changed once more. Michelle Pfeiffer, Meryl Streep, and Glenn Close were also considered for the role. Madonna had to convince Parker that she could move beyond her familiar pop image and devote herself completely to the character. The preparation was indeed serious. Madonna traveled to Buenos Aires, studied the material, and worked on her vocals to meet the demands of the musical role. During this period, she effectively put many of her usual career commitments aside. The result reached theaters in 1996. Evita brought Madonna recognition for her performance in the leading role, while the soundtrack rose to number 2 in the United States. Her performance of Don't Cry for Me Argentina became one of the most notable musical elements of the film. Madonna later said that she had to give up recording contracts, other commitments, and her usual pace of life for nearly 2 years because of the project. But she did not see it as a sacrifice. For the singer, this was a role she had considered hers for many years.